Item Number SCP-4766. Index: My beautiful, beautiful son. Anomaly Class: Euclid Nunti, Euclid Exequi. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-4766 is contained in a large containment vault at Site-90. No personnel are to enter this vault outside of testing, and no documents of importance are to be brought within 20 meters of the anomaly. SCP-4766 should not be removed from the vault unless Level 3/4766 authorization is given, or unless the object itself is in clear and imminent danger. Due to the risk of a containment breach, standard material testing is postponed indefinitely. Circumstances that suggest SCP-4766 is and/or contains an individual's son should be immediately reported to Containment Team CT-4766-A. Image: SCP-4766. Description: SCP-4766 is a decorated wooden box composed of ivory and an unidentified hardwood. It measures approximately 41 centimeters by 17 centimeters and contains an unknown substance and/or object. When tilted or lightly shaken, a thick fluid can be heard moving within, accompanied by a persistent rattling. The exterior of SCP-4766 is physically mundane as far as tests can determine. The nature of its interior and contents is unclear. SCP-4766 is capable of short-range instantaneous transportation and manipulation of objects and entities, including itself. It will primarily utilize this ability to prevent itself from being opened, and to prevent any damage from occurring to it. The range of teleportation is irregular, but appears to be the minimum distance necessary to ensure the object's safety and closure. To date, the furthest distance SCP-4766 has been observed traveling in a single incident is 1.4 kilometers, due to an incursion by hostile forces at SCP-F Site-19. The object was transferred to a more clandestine location shortly thereafter. When left unattended, SCP-4766 will fixate on specific individuals, altering their possessions and personal effects in order to create the impression that said individual believes that SCP-4766 simultaneously is and contains their son. This can involve the placement of children's clothes or toys, always of a type primarily intended for a male child, on and around SCP-4766, as well as the fabrication of records supporting the purchase or theft of these items. The rewriting and fabrication of personal documents to explicitly describe a parental attachment to the object. Changes to diaries, journals, and work logs have all been observed. Alterations to various records of the individual to include an extra child. Notably, these changes will always be constructed in such a way as to suggest that the individual themselves was making the alterations, legitimately or otherwise. The placement of SCP-4766 on beds or within cots, in the latter case often displacing the cot's original occupants. Additionally, SCP-4766 can and will prevent targeted individuals from expressing opinions contrary to the fact that it is and contains their son. Cut phone lines, damaged letters, power failures, and dental injury have all been observed, but infrequently and diversely enough to avoid arousing suspicions. In a minority of cases, SCP-4766 will orchestrate events such that those communicating with the affected persons will be repeatedly distracted or preoccupied, drastically hindering communications. Recovery: SCP-4766 was recovered in 1964 from a church in the town of Much Wenlock, England, following reports of unusual activity amongst the church's staff. Due to the peculiarly self-concealing nature of the object's activities, it was originally catalogued as a filial compulsion hazard, with an additional element of conscious or subconscious denial. It remained classed as such until 1994, when the development of the QNTM-type mimetic analysis analysis engine showed a lack of any mind-altering effects. Prolonged observation and repeated testing confirmed the results, and additional investigation led to the discovery of the object's true properties. All surviving personnel amnesticized, quarantined, or placed into rehabilitation due to SCP-4766 exposure pre-1994 have been issued with a formal apology, as well as monetary compensation. D-Class personnel terminated prematurely due to alleged mimetic contamination have had citizenship of their home state posthumously reinstated.